Former President Donald Trump is picking up a few legal victories both in Georgia and Florida.
Those cases are far from over, though. But now one is unlikely to go to trial before the November elections, while the other may be dismissed altogether. Let's get right to Good Day's Robert Moses. He's been tracking this from the beginning. Robert, good morning.
To Shani and Dan, good morning to you. Donald Trump's chief legal strategy has been to delay these proceedings as much as possible. And in both Florida and Georgia, he has so far succeeded. Not the same here in New York, where he is still seething after his conviction.
I have been under siege. We've become a banana republic.
Following his conviction on 34 felony counts in New York last week, former President Donald Trump notched legal victories in two of the other criminal cases that he faces. An appeals court in Georgia yesterday put a stop to the election interference case there while it reviews a lower court's ruling permitting Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to stay on the case despite a romantic relationship she had with the special prosecutor she appointed, Nathan Wade. Yesterday's ruling makes it even more unlikely the case will go to trial before the election.
I did nothing wrong in any of these things.
Then there's the classified documents case in Florida. Judge Eileen Cannon, who former President Trump appointed, will hold a hearing later this month on a motion filed by his attorneys claiming that the indictment should be dismissed because, they argue, special counsel Jack Smith was illegally appointed.
We call him deranged Jack Smith.
The former president faces the possibility of jail time when Judge Juan Merchan sentences him here on July 11th for falsifying business records. He says he does not fear the prospect of time behind bars.
I'm very proud to fight for our Constitution, and if that's what it takes.
Because of his felony conviction, the NYPD is seeking to revoke his license to carry a gun, according to reports. While he previously turned over 2 guns to the NYPD on March 31st, a third was lawfully moved to Florida, CNN reported. It is that gun that needs to be surrendered because it's a federal crime for a convicted felon to possess a firearm. Through his legal travails, the former president has been vetting vice presidential candidates. The frontrunners are said to include North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, and Ben Carson, who served as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Should he win the White House, former President Trump has vowed retribution against his political opponents.
Based on what they've done, I would have every right to go after them.
Reacting to that comment specifically, the Biden-Harris campaign called the former president unhinged and said, quote, America saw Donald Trump consumed by rage and visibly rattled following his felony conviction, a man who has clearly snapped and whose candidacy is becoming more dangerous by the day. Again, that quote from the Biden-Harris campaign, which makes the first presidential debate on June 27th, exactly 3 weeks from today, all the more intriguing. Dan and Tashani, back to you.
Sure to be spicy, Robert. Thank you.